Hello, how are you? Welcome to Hot Tea with Holly. I'm Holly. I am having a very hot cup of tea. I literally just brewed it about 30 seconds ago. Welcome. How are you? I'm here every Tuesday live, 1 o'clock on the East Coast on my Holly Perkins fitness page only. I hope you will join me one of these days live. And if you're watching this in playback, either on my blog or on YouTube, please say hello. If you found me on YouTube, come on over to my website. Say hello. I've got a couple of really incredible premium downloads for you, which I'll tell you about in a moment. And if you're here with me live, please say hello. Are you having a hot beverage? Today, I wish I could turn my camera around and show you. It is the end of actually it's February 1st already, and we have Antarctica outside of my window. It is freezing. We have so much snow here in Pennsylvania right now, but I'm very excited to announce that I personally only have 3 more weeks of winter, because in 3 weeks I'm headed back to California for a while, and I am super excited about that. So I will be coming to you live from California for a period of time coming up. So today I am drinking, boy, this has really become my regular go-to this winter, which is the Harney & Sons Hot Cinnamon and Spice Black version. Now, I do have to give a shout out to Heidi, if you're here, for turning me on to the green version. And she and I have had a very hearty debate back and forth about which one we like better, the black version or the green version. And surprisingly, they are quite different. I think my favorite is the black, because right now I'm very much in a mood for I have a very strong palate when it comes to my beverages. I like my black tea brewed very strong. I love my green tea brewed very strong, along with my coffee as well. So I'm really loving the black version of the hot cinnamon and spice. But I anticipate come summer, I'm probably going to be all over the green version. Oh, by the way, when we are here talking about tea, I am not sponsored. None of this is an ad. None of this is related to any kind of brands or products. These are just the teas that I love. I wish I could show you inside of my tea cabinet. It's unbelievable. I opened it the other day and I was like, how did I collect 3 shelves of tea? I had to literally reorganize. It was like a Rubik's Cube or Tetris, trying to fit all of my teas in, and starting to make space, because it was just getting completely overrun with all of my teas. I'm a tea drinker. So welcome. If you're here for the first time, please say hello. Today, I've got a juicy conversation. I'm so excited to share this with you. This is something I've been wanting to talk about for a very, very long time. Today, we're talking about 8 steps to reverse dieting and intuitive eating. Come on over. It's going to be a big conversation, and I'm going to try to distill it down as best I can. Now, I do think this conversation is going to warrant future conversations, because this concept is a little more complex than it seems. It's a very simple process, but the complexity comes in the execution. And one of the reasons why I've been reluctant to talk about this topic is because I spend a lot of time in my coaching business guiding my clients through this process, and it can take some time. It can take a year. It could take 2 years. It could take 3 years. So this timeline, please understand, you're not going to wake up on Monday and all of a sudden be perfectly successful with intuitive eating or with reverse dieting. It's a process. It is a destination that you arrive at after a wonderful, colorful journey. I have a fly in here. How do I have a fly in here? It's February. Oh my gosh, I hope it goes away and it's not on camera. That's terrible. But if you don't know, this is a converted cattle barn that I'm in. And so I do get bugs. I get bugs in here. So if you see this little fly buzzing around, I'm sorry. So the thing you have to understand is that, hear me loud and clear, get your notebooks out. We are jumping right in. Intuitive eating and reverse dieting are the holy grail. It is the end goal for every single one of us. What you have to understand, though, is there's a process to get there. You don't start there. I also feel this way about boot camp classes and CrossFit training. A lot of, over the years, 30 years now that I've been in this industry, a lot of clients have come to me and they think that boot camp or CrossFit style workouts are going to get them in shape. And that's actually not right. You go into a boot camp class or a CrossFit class because you're in shape and it takes you to the next level. So intuitive eating and reverse dieting is the same exact way. You've got to go through this process to get there. Let me put it in context for you. So at the wonderful to celebrate age of now 50, I can't believe I'm 50. I turned 50 2 months ago, a month ago, basically, more than a month ago, about a month, 6 weeks ago, let's call it. And I am now officially eating over 2,000 calories every single day. When I am deep in a training program and I am consistent, I need upwards of 2,500 calories so that I don't lose weight. Okay. So that I have the energy to train, the energy to burn muscle, to burn body fat and to build muscle, but so that I'm not losing weight, so that I'm not really getting leaner. It's performance based and it's to keep my body weight where I want it so that I can perform better. And you've got to understand this has taken me many, many, many years to get there. I'm going to teach you today the 8 steps that you need to understand to begin the journey so you can do it too. Because I'm now at the place where I do track what I'm eating, but there is a lot of intuitive eating that's happening behind the scenes. Also, I don't track my food every single day forever. On average, I track my food 5 days a week. There's 2 days a week I'm eating completely intuitively. And then there are also times in my life where I'll go for a month when I'm eating intuitively. And my body stays the same. I don't gain body fat. A little. I might gain a little bit, but I don't lose weight. I don't gain weight. I stay the same because I've learned to understand, number one, my hunger cues, and number two, my body's particular macronutrient distribution where I thrive. This is a big conversation. It's really going to help you. And please understand that it is a bit complex. So as I said, I dedicate a lot of time to coaching my clients around this topic. Do you guys ever notice that I brew a hot cup of tea and I never drink it? Because I get here and I start talking and I get into the conversation and I forget to drink my tea. It's so good. It's at the perfect temperature and it brewed nice and long. Let's pause for a moment. Talk to me. Who is here with me live? Are you having a beverage? Hi, everybody. Lois is here. Heidi is here. Amy Losh. This is a very interesting topic. Thanks for discussing it with us. So here's the deal. This is a big topic and you need to know this. This is the Holy Grail. This is where you want to end up eventually. Now, earlier today, I posted this topic on my Instagram story and I got a message. I actually wanted to share the image of the message with you guys today. I forgot to queue it up, but I got a message from one of you in my community and she said, I'm having a hard time with this one. I seem to only drop weight if I'm eating 1,600 calories a day at max. I fail at it every time. Sit tight. I'm going to explain exactly why that is because this comment illuminates the misunderstanding around reverse dieting and intuitive eating. So let's jump in. If you're having a hot beverage, share with me so I can learn from you. Megan, hello. I'm so glad you're here. If you're here with me live, please say hi. I like to know who's here. I want to get to know you. If you're having a cold beverage, a hot beverage, an herbal beverage, if you're not having a beverage, do share because we have definitely become the resource, the premier resource for hot beverages and herbal teas here. You're going to learn some of your favorite new go-to beverages if you stick around long enough. And so do share what you are having. Heidi says, I found a new to me tea yesterday at Walmart. Tivana, white chocolate peppermint. Do you guys know Tivana is my end all be all number one favorite teas of all? I went through some serious mourning when Teavana went out of business. And you might not know Teavana went out of business. Starbucks bought Teavana. They kept them alive for a few years. And then Starbucks crushed and ruined and killed Teavana, which breaks my heart. But they kept their grocery store line of teas. They didn't keep their loose leaf tea. They didn't keep their whole business. Teavana, rest in peace. I am so sorry. My heart goes out to the people that started Teavana because it was an unbelievable company. My favorite company of all, my favorite teas of all. And I think it's a crime that Starbucks killed them. I'll stop. Back on topic. So here's what you got to understand is there is a process behind reverse dieting and intuitive eating. Let me first explain to you what we're talking about specifically. Reverse dieting is this. Write this down. Once you achieve the body weight, the body size, the body composition that you want, you have to start reverse dieting. You start increasing the amount of calories that you're eating each day so that you can arm up, ramp up, build up your homeostasis so that your body can eat more calories. That's the goal. So I'm going to say that again. Reverse dieting is what happens after you reach your goal. Body weight, body size, body composition, body leanness. When you get this to where you want it through intentional nutrition, which we're going to talk about in a minute, that's when you begin the process of reverse dieting. So my dear friend on Instagram, I'll leave her anonymous because I don't know if she wants to be known here. She's not with me live, but as she says, I seem to only drop weight if I'm eating 1,600 calories a day at max. That's because you can't reverse diet and lose weight. You can't. You can't. And I know there's other experts out there that will have a different conversation, but welcome to the Holly Perkins method. I've been in this business for 30 years. I've got my tried and true proven ways of doing this. And there are other ways of doing it. I'm not discounting other ways, but my way works. And so I'm going to teach you what I know to work. You can't reverse diet when you're trying to lose weight. You can't reverse diet when you're trying to burn off body fat. And that is because weight loss and the loss of body fat is dependent on a calorie deficit. You have to be finding the daily calories per day where you're burning more than your body needs. That's how you burn off body fat. So please know you can only enter into reverse dieting after you've achieved the body that you want. I'm there. I've basically been there since, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 10 years or so. And now I fluctuate. If you're in my community, you'll notice I'll go through times where I'm a little fluffier. I'll go through times where I'm really lean. A lot of that has to do with my particular health challenges that I navigate. It has to do with symptoms of depression. It has to do with a lot of my very severe health challenges. And when I'm not doing so good, I gain body fat. And more than that, I tend to gain inflammation and I might not be as lean. But give me some time and I'll get right back on the bandwagon, practicing the principles that I teach you. And boom, I'm at a pretty lean place right now. And I pretty much always stay at my goal weight. I might bounce around 4 to 6 pounds of body weight on the scale. I might bounce around there and I'm perfectly happy 4 to 6 pounds, right? So if I'm at my body weight Or if I'm 6 pounds up, I'm okay. But I don't like it to go beyond about 6 pounds up because then I don't feel well. So then I start to implement the things that I teach, and then I get back down to where I am right now and perfectly happy. And it's a system that works. But what you've got to understand is I'm at the body that I want. I want more muscle. I want to be healthier. I want to be more fit. Sure. But I'm not trying to lose weight. So right now, you've got to draw a line in the sand and say, if you're here to lose weight, I'm going to walk you through 8 steps in a moment, but you can't intuitive eat or reverse diet while you're trying to lose weight. I know there are other advocates of using intuitive eating to lose weight. Great. I teach it a little bit differently than other people do, but please also remember there's a big difference between intuitive eating and intentional eating. I am all about intentional eating to get you to your goal. What is your goal? If your goal is to lose weight or to achieve a body weight that's lower on the scale than where you are right now, we have to go through a process of calorie deficit and intentional eating to get you where you want to be. Then my 8 steps are going to guide you through this process to where you can begin reverse dieting. So right now I'm working with 3 or 4 clients in addition to myself who are very specifically on that path of reverse dieting. And I just want to share some examples. One of you is here today. If you want to comment on it, I'll let you comment on it. You know who you are. Maybe 2 of you are even here today. But in this example, these 5 people, myself included, we have all achieved the body that we wanted. And then this group of people, these women that I'm working with, are anywhere from 2,000 to 2,600 calories per day. And one of them weighs 120 pounds, 119 pounds, depending on where you are today. You can chime in and share if you want, right? 120 pounds. And she's eating 24 to 2,500 calories a day, and her body fat is probably lower than mine right now. Another person is also around 24, 2,500 calories per day. She weighs 124 pounds. Her body fat is about where my body fat is. I am currently around 124, 125 pounds. I don't know because I don't weigh myself on the regular. Probably, let's call it 125. My body fat is not super low, but it's fine. I'm probably 22% body fat right now. And my calories are always above 2,000 calories, whether I'm working out or not. Even on a rest day, I'm eating 2,000 calories. When I am knee deep in a coaching program where I'm training the glutes project or the masters, if I'm inside that program and training diligently, 3 to 4 days a week strength training, I've got to eat 24 or 2,500 calories a day. Otherwise, I'm starving. So let's jump in. I'm going to share the 8 steps to reverse dieting and intuitive eating with you today. I hope you enjoy this. Please know, disclaimer. It's so good. You got to take the moments each day to really savor the flavors of your life. You really do. Enjoy each moment as it's here. I really enjoy my tea. So please take some notes. Please know that if you are newer to this conversation, it's going to feel a little confusing. So write this down. Get ready, because coming up in up ahead of us, either in February or March of this year, 2022, if you're watching this in playback, I am going to be offering a brand new live 3-day training series, totally free. It's a live video training series where you are going to learn to eat. I'm going to walk you through all of the details, of all of the things that you need to know to successfully win at the eating game so that you can thrive, so that you can live life at the body fat you want to be at the body weight that you want to be at, that you can perform and feel awesome, reduce hunger, eliminate cravings. Now, this is a totally free 3-day live training, but you do have to sign up. And we are in the early stages of announcing this. So the best way to sign up is to come on over to my website, hollyperkins.com/macros, MACROS. That's just going to put you onto my email list. You'll be the first to hear about my upcoming free live training. And you want to be there for it because it will change your life. This is a brand new training. I've never done this one before, but in past iterations of this program, women have lost 12 pounds just from following this free content, this free training series that I'm going to be bringing to you in the coming weeks. So do make sure that you sign up right now. Go on over to hollyperkins.com/M as in Mike, ACROS as in Sierra, macros. And I will be in touch with the information that you need. Let's jump in. Let's jump into the 8 steps to reverse dieting and intuitive eating. Step number 1, you have to start by eating intentionally. Eating with intention. To get to intuitive eating, you have to start with intentional eating. And that means you have to get crystal clear on your strategy so that you can balance your blood sugar, so that you can release body fat, so that you can stabilize blood sugar to reduce hunger, so that you can see the forest for the trees around your hunger cues, your cravings, and your body signaling. Let me say that again. In order to get to an intuitive place of eating, you have to first start with intentional nutrition. You have to follow a strategy so that you can start to learn your hunger cueing, your body signals, and your cravings. We've got to clear that up before you can get intuitive with your eating. You want to start getting intentional with your nutrition by balancing your macronutrients every single day. This means you follow a very specific protocol for your macronutrient distribution each day. What does this mean? This means you're eating a very intentional amount of carbohydrates each day. You're being very intentional with how much protein you're eating each day. And you're being very specific with how much fat you're eating each day. This is about balance. This is about getting the right amount of the 3 macronutrients each day to stabilize blood sugar, to crush food cravings so that you can start to learn how much food do you need in a day? Do you know? If you're here with me live, let me know. Are you confused on, I don't really even know how much food I need each day? Just like my friend that messaged me on Instagram, she's confused because she can't lose weight above 1,600 calories. That's right, because she probably needs 1,600 calories or less per day because she's trying to lose weight. And that's very different than what we're talking about. So step number 1, before anything else, is you have to get intentional with your nutrition. That's what I'm going to be teaching you in my upcoming 3-day live video training series. How to get intentional, how to balance your macronutrients each day, so that you can learn why you're craving sugar or why at the end of the day you're starving. Or why at 11 o'clock at night you can't sleep because you're so hungry. Or why you get sucker punched at 3 in the afternoon and you need sweets or a snack and some caffeine. You're going to learn why that is. And you're going to eliminate all of those body cues by getting intentional and smart with your nutrition so that you're the boss of your body. Step number 2, learn your numbers for weight loss or maintenance or building muscle. Okay. Learn your numbers for weight loss. So my friend on Instagram who messaged me earlier when I brought this topic up said, I'm having a hard time with reverse dieting. I seem to only drop weight if I'm eating 1,600 calories a day max. My dear friend, if your goal is to lose weight, you figured it out. 1,600 calories or less is what you need to release body fat. So if you are here to lose weight or reduce body fat, you've got to know your numbers. How many calories do you need on a rest day? How many calories do you need on an active day? How many calories do you need on a big workout day? This isn't about diet culture. This isn't about scrutinizing and counting every single little calorie. It's not, because you've got a lot of wiggle room. But there's a big difference between 1,600 calories and 2,400 calories. That makes or breaks your goal. You also have to know your numbers if your goal is to just maintain where you are, right? Which is kind of where I am most of the time as I've been navigating my health challenges. And like my friend Heidi, who is here today, you have to know your numbers to build muscle. We got crystal clear on Heidi's numbers to help her build 5 pounds of muscle in 12 weeks. Heidi, chime in, my friend. Here we go. Yes, when I am training, I have to eat over 22 to 2,400 calories or I don't have the strength to work out. Plus I'm starving and I don't feel good. You heard it straight from her. My weight goes up also from water weight and inflammation. It's frustrating. Right, but let me call that out quickly. Heidi, we don't care because it's not body fat. So we want to understand what the inflammation is. It's probably from training hard. That's normal. But you guys, those of you that are a little too connected with the scale, in the situation as Heidi is sharing, right? And P.S., Heidi is a very involved member in my community. We have a very close relationship. I coach her. She's actively in one of my group coaching programs. I've worked with her privately. I know what she's comfortable with me sharing, just so you know. I wouldn't share anything that I know might be sensitive. So the things that I'm sharing with you, she's cleared me to share. But through this process, we just put 5 pounds of pure muscle on her in 12 weeks. And I think we took off 4 pounds of body fat. Heidi, you can correct me if you're wrong, but I know the scale went up 1 pound, but you gained 5 pounds. So that means we lost 4 pounds of body fat, right? So you've got to know your numbers. And we got there by knowing Heidi's numbers. We got there by figuring out at 2,000 calories, she was losing weight. At 2,100 calories, she was losing weight on the scale. At 2,200 calories, she was losing weight. At 2,300 calories, she started to stabilize. At 2,400 calories, she gained a pound. And we found her number, but it was a process. Okay, so you've got to come to learn your numbers. And the only way you do that either is by working with a credentialed, experienced coach, or it's by this process that I'm going to teach you here today. These 8 steps will help you learn how to do it. But please know this doesn't happen in 12 weeks. Heidi's been coaching with me and in my community for years. She's been actively coaching with me, Heidi, for how long? 2019? End of 2019, let's call it 2020, 2 years. Heidi and I have been in relationship for about 2 years to get her here. So please know that it does take time. Now, you must first achieve your goal through intentional nutrition, balancing your macronutrients, and knowing your numbers. you have to first get to your goal. So what's your goal? If your goal is to lose weight, we got to get you there first. If your goal is to get to a certain body composition, we got to get you there first. Then we can begin reverse dieting. I'm going to walk you through these steps. These are one by one. No matter where you are, these steps are going to walk you through it. So you can't reverse diet, in my experience, underscore bold. You can't lose weight and reverse diet. You can't, or you can, but you're probably going to be frustrated. It's going to be a clunky process. It can be done, but you got to be quite knowledgeable to do it. Okay. Can it be done? Sure. But unless you are educated, unless you're working with a coach, unless you're very experienced in what we're talking about here, you're not going to lose weight and reverse diet. You're not going to lose weight and eat intuitively. You can, but I'm not the coach for that. Okay. You will get there by these steps. You will learn to eat intuitively through the process. But I don't teach you how to eat intuitively so that you can lose weight. I have never found that to be effective. That's why I don't teach it. In all my years of coaching people and through my own experience, I've never found it to be successful because let me ask you this. If you were to eat intuitively right now today, my friend, what would you eat? Sugar, donuts, pizza, cheese. Don't you crave salty chips? Don't you just want to eat a whole box of Mary's Gone crackers, right? Do you want to eat tons of broccoli? Do you want to eat lean proteins? Probably not. And so intuitive eating, just eating what your body wants. I tried it in my 20s and I remember it was like, I'm craving sugar. I guess my body needs sugar. And so in some ways my body did need sugar, but it really needed carbohydrates. It didn't need sugar. So it's really hard to get to your goal through intuitive eating. I will teach you through the process, but these 8 steps are going to work a whole lot easier for you if you first achieve your goal. Step number 3, achieve your goal body weight or body leanness. Okay. Through intentional nutrition, through strategic balancing of your macronutrients. First, I want you to achieve your body goal, your body weight goal, or your body leanness, your body fat, or your body weight on a scale. It could be your size, right? Like if you want to be a certain circumference measurement, or if you want to be a certain size in your pants, achieve your body size first. Okay? I'm going to say that again. First, through the first 2 steps, just the first 2 steps alone, over a period of time, I want you to achieve your goal right now in terms of your body size, body weight, body composition, body leanness. Once you get there, you have to stay there and maintain for 4 months, approximately. It could be 5 months. It could be 3 months, somewhere around 4 months. You got to stay put. You have to enter a maintenance phase and not try to lose weight and not try to reverse diet and not try to build muscle. You got to maintain your goal for about 4 months. Now, this could be a whole conversation in and of itself, and I'm not here to have that conversation. For some people, it might be 2 months. For some people, it might be a year. You maintain as long as you stay in habit with your habits. So if you're someone who's very consistent and you're someone who's able to keep your habits, your daily habits, you might be able to maintain and stay there for 3 months or 2 months. Then you can begin the process of reverse dieting and intuitive eating. Step number 5 is to practicing how to eat based on your body's cues, not your cravings. This is intuitive eating. Step number 5 is intuitive eating. Step number 5 happens after you get intentional, you identify your goal, you start balancing your macronutrients, you start listening and learning your hunger cues, your craving cues, your fatigue cues, learning why you're tired and starving after a workout. You've got to learn your cues and get to your goal and then maintain. You got to be stable. You have to already understand your biology before you can get to intuitive eating. And what that means is beginning to practice how to eat based on your body's cues. Let me give you an example. I rarely feel hungry. I don't have an appetite. Part of that is probably my endocrine system nuances. It could be my thyroid issues. It could be my autoimmune disorder. It could be my unique biology. It could be my hormones. I don't experience appetite. I get hungry, and my hunger shows up as edgy, cranky, short-tempered. I can't think. I get symptoms when my blood sugar bottoms out and I need food. My hunger will never tell me when I need food. If I listened to my hunger, I would never eat. I am never hungry. I wouldn't eat. I literally would not eat because I never have an appetite. It's not good or bad, it just is. And so therefore, I had to learn that about myself. So if I had started with intuitive eating, I'd have been like, I felt hungry until 4 p.m. And so then when I eat at 4 p.m, my blood sugar would be so stabilized, I would eat 1,800 calories in one sitting, and that's a problem. I'm not going to go into why that's a problem. So you've got to get intentional, and you've got to learn your body's hunger cues, your body's cues. Why are you exhausted at 4 p.m? Why are you wired at 11 o'clock at night? Why are you dragging at 7 o'clock in the morning? And why are you not hungry until noon? You have to learn to override those things and feed your body, because your body is a Ferrari. Your body is a sophisticated, beautiful, intelligent machine. And it can't go until noon in a busy life and a workout without fuel. You would never drive your Ferrari around town on empty with flat tires and no oil, would you? You wouldn't. You wouldn't do it. You can't do it. Your body is the same exact way. So step number 5 is practicing how to eat based on your body cues, not your cravings. Because if you're craving more wine, do you really believe that's what your body needs optimally? Probably not. If you're craving a huge plate of pasta, it might mean you need carbohydrates, but it doesn't mean your body needs pasta or cheese or pizza. Follow? Now, sometimes if you're craving chicken, it could mean you need more protein, but it could also indicate a food sensitivity. That's another topic for another day. So it's important that you get intentional with your nutrition. You balance your macronutrients so that you can start to learn your body's cues. Step number 6, and these are in order of the steps you have to follow. Step number 6 is to take a moment every single day to savor your tea and smell the roses. Step number 6 Once you've achieved your goal, we've already agreed upon this, okay? Once you've already achieved your goal and you stay put for 4 months, and during those 4 months, you're practicing how to eat based on your body's cues. Step number 6 is slowly increase your calories by 100 calories per day and stay there and assess after 2 weeks. So that means if you're currently eating 1,600 calories, you're going to increase to 1,700 calories a day and stay there for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, you're going to assess what happened. Let me repeat that. Step number 6, after you've maintained for about 4 months, give or take, you're going to slowly start increasing your calories by 100 calories per day, and you're going to assess after 2 weeks. So if you stay put, you don't gain weight, you don't lose weight, you feel good at 1,600 calories a day, and you stay there for 4 months, you're going to increase to 1,700 calories per day. 2 weeks later, you're going to assess. How do you feel? This is step number 7. Assess after 2 weeks. How do you feel? Are you hungry? Is your body composition still where you want it to be? Or are you losing weight? Or are you gaining weight? Are you staying the same? Because if you're staying the same at 1,700 calories, you stay there. Or you continue on to step number 8, which is continuing to add calories every 2 weeks until you're rarely hungry, you feel fueled, you feel good, your body weight and body fat is stabilizing, or until you notice that you're starting to gain body fat. Okay, so let's say you follow this process and you get up to 1,900 calories a day. And then you assess 2 weeks later and you notice you've got a little bit more body fat on you. That is a little too high. So you come back to 1,800 calories and then you stay there for 4 months. You stay there for 4 months and you start the process over. It's a process so that you can slowly train your body to hold homeostasis at more calories while also maintaining the body that you want. There was a day where I was only eating 1,200 calories a day. There was a day I had to eat 1,500 to reduce my body fat. There was a day where I maintained at 1,600. There was a day where I gained weight at 1,800. Now I'm at the day where I can eat 2,000 calories every single day and pretty much stay the same. If I want to get leaner, I eat 2,000, but I get smarter about the foods that I'm eating and I lean into my workouts. If I want to build muscle, I work out harder, I eat more calories. So it's a process. These are the 8 steps to get you through this reverse dieting process. And through that process, you'll also learn how to eat intuitively. But even eating intuitively is a bit of a lifelong commitment because you will go through times where all of a sudden you're craving more carbohydrates or you're hungrier than usual. You've always got to go back to step number 1 to get your biology stable. I have a basic tenet in my coaching practice, which is your biology will always trump your psychology. And what that means is your biology is more powerful than what you're thinking. So if you're craving certain foods, you can't mentally get yourself out of that. You can't talk yourself out of that. You're eventually going to cave to the chocolate chip cookie. You've got to work your biology to get out of your hunger cues, your craving cues. This is exactly what I will be teaching in my 3-day live video training series coming up. Come over to hollyperkins.com/macros, MACROS. That is going to give you a free download, a beautiful premium 14-page download to begin to teach you more about how I guide my clients to success. And it's also going to put you on the list for first notice of when my Upday free live training series is coming, so that you can join me for that 3-day live training and you can learn all of the nuances to what I talked about today. I'll be diving in deeper to some of these concepts. I will be answering your questions. I'll be teaching you really the behind the scenes on how I do it. And I'll be teaching you how you can start doing it for yourself to get results like that. Reduce your hunger, eliminate cravings, improve your energy, release body fat, and get your body where you want it to be, so that down the road, you become the boss of your body, and you then get to decide, where does your body go? If you're here with me live, I would love to hear from you. Do you have questions? Do you have comments? Or what beverage are you having today? Please do share. And if you're watching this on playback, come on over to my website and say hello. Got to get my special glasses. Much better. Special glasses. Okay, I want to share some comments and questions. So Heidi shared, I'm not concerned about the scale, but I can feel it when when she feels that her body is holding on to water. She doesn't really care about the scale, but she feels that her body is holding on to water. And that's a very common indication of inflammation, silent inflammation. Now, you do have to understand that if you are working hard in the gym, if you're strength training, if you're trying to build your strength or your lean muscle mass, the day or two after a challenging strength workout, your body is going to hold on to water. And so Heidi, for you, I suspect that's a big part of it. It's when you push yourself and when you really tax your musculature, your body has to go through a healing process, and your muscles tend to bring water into the muscle to heal it. And that can cause temporary water retention in the form of inflammation that you start to feel. And generally, for those of us that train hard in the gym, it's a process of inflammation and then releasing, inflammation and then releasing. And it is a bit of a cycle to coming to know, why is my body holding onto water? Why is my body feeling inflamed at this particular moment? And that too is something that's really important to come to understand about your body, so that you really understand your body's signals and cues. Robin says, that's great information. I always have to eat before working out, or I feel weak too, and I am hungrier after. I am absolutely a fan of fueling before your workouts. I am absolutely not a fan of fasted workouts for anyone. If you're a fitness model, or if we're working to get you into a bikini competition, that's a different conversation. But if you're training for a big workout, you can't go into it underfueled. You would never take your Ferrari out on the Autobahn or out on the freeway without fuel, oil, and air in the tires. You just wouldn't. It's a direct analogy that really does hold up here. It is a perfect direct analogy. Heidi, if I don't track my calories, I don't eat enough, and that creates problems for me. See, I am the same exact way. If I don't keep an eye, if I just listen to what my body wants to do and I'm not keeping an eye on it, I will not eat enough carbohydrates, and I will not eat enough in general. And then I get into trouble. I really get into trouble. I get into hunger slumps. Energy slumps. I get into mood issues. I can't think. I can't concentrate. I don't feel vibrant. When I eat right and my nutrition is dialed in through tracking, I am closer to God. And I know that sounds a bit spiritual or religious, but it's really true. When I give my Ferrari what it needs, I elevate as a human. And I know this is spiritual or metaphysical or religious or whatever you want to call it, but I believe it's true for every single one of us. I know that when my physical body is dialed in and my Ferrari is in eighth gear, running beautifully, I am a better human. I have a better connection with my higher power. I see things clearer in the world. I'm more patient with loved ones and the world in general. And it is always when I am being intentional and strategic with my nutrition. So, Heidi, thank you for sharing that because you know, girl, you and I are on the same page. Hollis, my sweet tooth was actually a sweet tusk, but you inspired me to finally cut out the sugar. My stomach is already getting flatter. I'm not surprised at all. I don't believe that we have to be completely zero sugar, but I do believe too much sugar is a problem for most women. I do incorporate sugar. I eat a little bit of maple syrup almost every single day, and I mean a little bit of maple syrup. I have a little bit of sugar most days. Some days I don't really have much at all. Some days I'll eat a chocolate chip cookie, right? Some days I'll have a little Debbie cherry pie, believe it or not. So I don't believe we have to be completely zero sugar, but the more sugar you have, the more problems you will have for sure, without a doubt. Heidi, if my macros aren't balanced, I'm hungry and get cravings 100%. And I find that is true for the vast majority of women. If you are someone who struggles with hunger and cravings, there is a very good possibility that you're actually not eating enough carbohydrates during the day, healthy carbohydrates. Probably your macronutrients are out of balance. And that's why you have hunger and that's why you have food cravings. If it's not carbohydrates, you might not be getting enough protein. In my experience of 30 years of coaching people, 30 years as a fitness expert on record for all of the famous publications out there, in my experience, generally the number one reason why you have cravings or hunger is because you're not getting enough carbohydrates in relationship in proportion to the amount of protein that you're eating each day. Rona is here. Hello. Megan. Yeah. Renewal tea by Magic Hour. Renewal tea is probably very good for you. I love it. Megan, how does it feel to know you have to eat? Megan, interesting. I get bloated at night. I struggle with energy, keeping it going. So Megan asks, how does it feel to know you have to eat? Right? And so that's the thing. Through these 8 steps, you've got to learn how it feels for you, Megan. Okay? Because it is different for everyone. Some people get hunger. Some people get appetite. Some people get cravings. And we're all a little different. Some of us don't get any cues. We just all of a sudden can't stop putting crackers in our mouth. And that's probably because your biology is subtly speaking to you and you're unaware of it. Especially if you're over the age of 37, your hunger and appetite cueing tends to be less accurate. Sometimes you might not know when you need food. That's why you have to get intentional with your nutrition. And this is what I'm going to be teaching in my 3-day live training. Come over to hollyperkins.com/macros. Put your name and your email on the list. I'll give you a heads up when that free live training is ready. You'll be the first to know so that you can be the first to sign up for it. It's coming up in the coming weeks soon here. It's around the corner. I don't have an exact date just yet, but I will. The truth is, you don't always know when it's time to eat, how much you need to eat. how many carbohydrates you need. That's why you've got to get strategic. That's why balancing your macronutrients, keeping an eye on how much carbohydrate you're eating, how much carbohydrate, how much fat you're eating each day, and making sure that you're eating consistently every 3 to 4 hours becomes incredibly, incredibly important, because you have to know for you when you're hungry or when you need food. I hope that's helpful. Any final questions for those of you guys that are here live with me? Please chime in. If you're watching in playback, I am live every Tuesday, 1 o'clock on the East Coast, Holly Perkins Fitness on Facebook. You can then catch the recording on YouTube, and you can also catch the associated blog with all of my detailed notes and more insights, more tips and tools over on my blog, hollyperkins.com/blog. And you can just come to my website, use the navigation bar, and a short time after these live videos appear, it will appear on my blog for you to come back and learn a little bit more and engage with me. So that is it for today. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope to see you in my upcoming free Learn to Eat live training, where I'm going to walk you through these steps and more, my particular approach on how I guide my clients to success. Success for you might mean weight loss. Success for you might mean gaining 5 pounds of muscle like Heidi. Success for you might be to remedy symptoms of depression and just feel better. All of those things will be covered in my live training series, and I hope to see you there. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.